Hello everyone, I'm Jagan and I have been doing app development for more than 2 years and I'm also doing an app development internship in a software company. So today I'm going to share with you how you can learn app development all by yourself by just using the internet. And adding to that, I'm going to share with you the brand new programming concept that's going to change the way that the people are building apps right now. Because using that you can build apps for both iOS and Android and including web by writing just one single code base. Alright, a quick information for those friends who are just started programming. First start learning the basics of C. Because C is the programming language that people usually learn to start their programming journey. You can also go with Python if you really want to learn Python, but if you are just going to stick with app development, C is fine. And one more thing, learning a programming language is like learning a new language. Consider yourself like a kid. So first you have to learn your mother tongue. So once you learn the mother tongue, you can easily learn other languages by just understanding their meaning in your own mother tongue. All those programming languages are similar in their basics. So all you have to do is first you have to learn some programming language, and once you learn all the concepts of the programming language, you can just easily translate that to some other language. So start with any programming language that you like and try to learn the programming language fully. My recommendation is go with C because that's how I learned programming. So you can learn these programming languages by looking in the tutorials in YouTube. You can find tutorials for any programming language on YouTube, and my suggestion is try to learn the programming language in your own mother tongue if there is any tutorials available, because learning the basics in your mother tongue will help you to understand the programming language more. So you can find tutorials which are like 5 and 10 hours long, but once you completed those tutorials, you will get some idea about how programming works, and also try to practice while watching those tutorials, because people usually learn more when they are doing those things instead of just looking at those things. So once you completed the tutorial and learned some basics about the programming language, try reading a book about the programming language, because books usually covers the basic things very well and also give you some idea about how the advanced concepts of those programming languages will be. So if you are starting with C, my suggestion is go with Head First C, because these books teach programming in a way of storytelling. They teach programming with some humor. So if you are someone looking for some interesting way to learn programming, I heavily recommend you to go with Head First C. You can download the ebook version in the internet and you can just read those books like 10 pages every day or learn some specific concept in one day. So do these things for like 1 or 2 months and practice while learning the languages. So after like 1 or 2 months, you will have some clear idea about how programming works. So now start learning Java. Java is an object-oriented programming language. Programming languages like Java, Kotlin, Python are widely used in the industries. So start learning one of them. So to become an app developer, first you just go with Java. As you did earlier, try to learn the basics of Java by watching some tutorials. The basic things like if conditions, while, do well, and all those statements are going to be similar in all the programming languages. So once you're done with the basics of Java, now try to read a book in Java. That's how I learned Java. First I watched some tutorials on YouTube and then studied a book called Head First Java, and believe me dudes, that's the one of the best thing that I ever did in learning programming. Because even I thought before like learning a programming language by reading a book was a caveman idea. But after reading the Head First Java, my thoughts entirely changed. Because in books, they order those chapters in a very well arranged manner, so even a beginner can start reading this book to understand a new language. I didn't stop by just reading those books, I also practiced a lot in a platform like HackerRank, HackerRath, Codeforces. So in those platforms, you will find programming questions which you have to solve by writing a code. They will provide you with a problem statement, you have to come up with a solution and write the code for it. In those platforms, it will start like printing the hello world, and it gradually increases as you learn more. So I heavily recommend you to try that and do these things for like 2 months. So after like 4 months of started doing this programming thing, now you are ready to learn how to build stuff. There are few options like building websites, building apps, building games, but if you are going with app development, try to learn Kotlin. You can also build apps with Java, but Kotlin is the advanced version of Java. So once you learn the basics of Java, you will find learning Kotlin very easy, because Kotlin is very much similar to Java, but it has some awesome features which are not yet available in Java. So at this point, you don't have to look at tutorials on YouTube, you can just read a book on Kotlin, and there is also a version of Head First Kotlin available in the internet. You can download that book, or if you really want to feel like reading the actual book, you can buy a physical version in Amazon. I will share the link in the description. And that's how I learned Kotlin too. Because once I learned Java, I started to build apps in Java, but soon I realized that Kotlin is going to be the future of app development. So I tried to learn Kotlin and decided to go with Kotlin to build apps. So I tried to learn Kotlin for like the next 1 month. So now you are ready to start building your apps. The reason why I started app development is to build my own things. I really interested in building apps which I always wanted to use. So that's the reason why I started app development. So what you can do is you can try implement your own ideas into apps. So all you have to do is you have to search it in YouTube like how to learn app development, and it will give you tutorials which are 10 and 12 hours long. So just watch the tutorials fully and just follow those steps that we are doing in the video. I'm pretty sure you will definitely not get most of the things from the tutorial, but once you completed those tutorials, you will have some idea about how app development works. So once you're done with the tutorial, try to build a very simple version of your idea. Like try to build a single screen application and try to repeat those things that they did in the tutorial by yourself without looking into the tutorial. You will definitely find it hard, but once you start practicing, you will find yourself improving every single day. And that's what I did too. I created my own apps. So if you really want to know how I learned programming languages and how my 2 years of app development went, you can just watch my 2 years of app development progress video. You have to spend at least like 2 or 3 months doing these things again and again, and whenever you're stuck at something, search it on Google and Stack Overflow, and now you have even ChatGPT. You can just ask it to write the solutions, and most of the case it will write the right solution. So while practicing, try to build your own idea into apps, because by doing like this you will get a lot of motivation to learn app development more. To be honest, this is pretty much how I learned app development by myself. But once I joined the internship, I found that there are some game-changing things that are happening in Android right now which most people don't know about. It's called Jetpack Compose. With Jetpack Compose, even a toddler can build apps because it's more like placing building blocks. You just have to say image to create an image view, and you can build apps in just minutes. So watch my shorts where I build apps in 60 seconds. It will help you to understand the power of Jetpack Compose. And Jetpack Compose can only be built on Kotlin. So that's the reason why I asked to go with Kotlin instead of Java. So if you really want to go ahead of a lot of people who are doing app development, start learning Jetpack Compose. You can find tutorials on YouTube, you can find documentations, you can find websites, you can pretty much learn Jetpack Compose for free. So once you learn the basics of Jetpack Compose, try to learn those things that I'm going to say right now. Try to learn Room. Room is for storing data locally in your Android app. Try to learn Retrofit. It's used to make those API calls and fetch data from the remote sources. Learn Clean Architecture. So by following architectures, you can build apps which are highly scalable. Then one very important thing. The more you practice, the more you grow. Like if you are going to do all these things, it will at least take like 6 months to build your own apps. But once you started doing that, you can literally implement all your ideas into apps all by yourself for free. And you can also get some job on app development. That would be cool, right? The reason why I asked you to learn Jetpack Compose is because by using Jetpack Compose, you can build apps for iOS, Android, web, and desktop, Mac, and everything by writing just a single code base. Right now, Jetpack Compose is stable for app development, and it's in alpha stage for iOS. And believe me, Jetpack Compose is definitely going to be the game changer. By using it along with KMM, which is used to move your backend logic to a single code base, so you can access the logic from iOS, Android, pretty much from any platform. So if you really want to be good at app development in the future, learn Jetpack Compose and KMM. So covering all these things detailedly in this single video is definitely going to take a lot of time. So if you really want those videos, let me just know in the comment section. If more than 10 people commented, I'm definitely making that video. And you might think how you can earn money from app development, right? So that's why you should watch this video to understand how I made 2,50,000 rupees just as a student in 1 year using app development. So that's going to be it for this video. Take care.